Okay, we've all been there, right? You're an auditor. You're chasing down a client for that one file, and the entire project just grinds to a halt. It's that friction. Well, in this explainer, we're going to talk about how to transform those moments, that friction, into a smooth, collaborative flow. Does this sound familiar? You're waiting on a key file, the client's gone totally silent, and then when you finally get the data, it's incomplete or it's the wrong thing entirely. Meanwhile, the deadlines are just looming. The whole project just feels stuck. It's such a frustrating cycle. But what if the real solution isn't about chasing them harder, but actually asking smarter? You know, it's so easy to point the finger at the client, right? To say they're the bottleneck. But what if the real roadblock isn't them at all? What if it's the way we're asking for the information? It turns out that by making just a small shift in our communication, we can fundamentally change the dynamic of the entire audit. All right, so let's get right to it. We're going to start with the foundation, the core idea here. It's all about a shift in how we see our role. It's not just about ticking boxes anymore. It's about building bridges. So on the left, you see the old mindset. It's purely transactional, right? Get data, send PBC lists, follow up. It's a to-do list. But look at the right. The new mindset is all about being relational. Our primary goal shifts from just getting data to creating a state of shared understanding. And let me tell you, this is the aha moment that changes everything. So what exactly is this shared understanding thing? Well, it's the difference between a client who just passively hands you files and one who's an active partner in the audit. It's that moment when they finally get the context. They see the purpose behind your request, and they feel genuinely involved in getting the audit right. They're on your team. Okay, so how do we actually get there? The very first practical step is to always start with the big picture. You have to remember, context is the bedrock for every single request you're ever going to make.
Come on, have you ever sent an email just like this? Please send the file abc.xls. We've all done it. It's quick, it's direct, and honestly, it's a recipe for disaster. With zero context, the client is just left guessing. Why this file? What's it for? Is this even the right one? This one little sentence just invites delays and mistakes.
So from now on, before you even think about typing a file name, you need to set the stage. First, tell them the audit area you're focused on, inventory, cost of goods sold, whatever. Then connect it to the bigger picture. Explain why it's a material account or why it's high risk, and then briefly explain why the specific procedure is necessary. Framing your request this way makes all the difference in the world. Okay, now let's build on that with a really powerful framework you can use for every single request. I want you to remember this one. It's called the what, for, why framework. It's simple, it's memorable, and believe me, it just works. Think of it like this. First, the what. Be crystal clear about the data you're asking for. No ambiguity. Second, the what for. Connect it to a specific audit goal. Are you testing completeness, valuation? Tell them. And finally, the why. Explain why that particular format or that level of detail is so important. This simple three-step structure answers their questions before they even have a chance to ask. Now, just look at the difference here. Compare this to that awful sendabc.xls email. Here, the what is the inventory listing. The what for and the why are perfectly clear. We need it to find slow-moving items and check the provision. The client instantly understands the goal, and now they're empowered to get you exactly what you need the first time. And you know, a huge part of being clear is just speaking their language. You're the audit expert, not them. So instead of throwing around terms like substantive analytical procedures, why not try analyzing patterns in the numbers to see if they're reasonable? Instead of control testing, how about we're just checking if your internal procedures are working as planned? These simple translations build massive amounts of trust and understanding. Of course, communication isn't just about the words you choose, right? It's about how you show up, your professionalism, your body language. These things send incredibly powerful signals that are either building trust or tearing it right down. So the crucial thing here is just to be mindful. Simple stuff. Match their office culture with how you dress. Maintain natural, comfortable eye contact. Show you're engaged with a simple nod while they're talking. And even small courtesies like asking, hey, do you mind if I take notes on my laptop? Show immense respect. And then on the other side, you have the trust killers. Scrolling your phone while they're talking to you, whispering with your teammates right in front of them, making a cynical little comment about their accounting software. These actions instantly build a wall between you and the client. Remember, you're there to be a partner, not a critic. Okay, let's talk about a situation we have all definitely been in. You're in a meeting, the client is explaining a process, but you can tell they're a little confused, or maybe just plain wrong. How do you handle that without making things incredibly awkward for everyone? All right, the absolute golden rule here is this: do not correct them directly. I mean, never, ever make them feel foolish or incompetent. The second you do that, they're going to become defensive, and that open line of communication you've been working so hard to build will just slam shut. Instead, I want you to try this empathetic approach. First, just listen. Let them finish their thought without interruption. Second, gently guide them by rephrasing their explanation. You could say something like, okay, great. So just to make sure I'm understanding, the process is, and hey, if they're still struggling, you can politely ask, who would be the best person on your team for these specific details? It saves face for everyone and still gets you to the right answer. So, as we bring this all together, we're right back where we started, our main goal of turning that friction into flow. And adopting this mindset, this isn't just about being nice. It has a huge, tangible payoff for the quality and the efficiency of your audit. And here is that payoff. Clients who feel respected become partners, not obstacles you have to get around. The risk of getting the wrong data just plummets. The information you get is way more accurate and relevant the first time around. So what's the bottom line? The entire audit becomes smoother, faster, and frankly, a lot less stressful for everyone involved. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. Think about your next email, your next meeting, your very next phone call. With all these ideas in mind, which single conversation will you choose to change first?